You are now tuned in to the Dads Who Lift podcast. Please give us a like, share, subscribe to the YouTube account. We are on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. All the podcast links are in there. We also have an apparel line. We're on IG as Dads Who Lift Official handle. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Podcast. We also have a Dads Who Lift fitness group on Facebook that's Dads Who Lift Official. A group of 30,000 like-minded dads that are just trying to be their best selves and staying fit. If that's something you're into, please check it out. But we do this stuff for free, guys, so please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We really appreciate your support. You are now tuned into the Dads Who Lift podcast. You have your host, Tyler Gaeta.
Co-host, Joel Staley.
To all the people in the last snippet that we posted on Facebook that said that they wanted us to catch Corona and die. We're still here, motherfuckers.
Too bad I'm not 95 years old yet, or you might have a fighting chance of that happening.
We're still here. How's your bolt going, Joel?
Going well, man. I'm sending you and my coach just every other few days. Picture of the scale. It's steadily going up.
208.
Drinking 12 raw eggs every morning.
Are you still drinking 12 raw eggs?
Every morning.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I did my no drink November.
Did you start drinking?
I think I'm going to keep that going into December and just tack on like another challenge. And
so you made it. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. And I think I'm just going to tack on the 12 eggs every morning challenge. Just keep it going. Keep adding. But yeah, what's funny about the no drink November, I was telling Amy this last night.
Doesn't that fuck up your digestive system, drinking 12 eggs all at once?
I don't know. It's been working so far.
Yeah?
Yeah. Coach says it's all right. There's a couple nutrition people in my little
it's funny as fuck when you say coach, like you have a coach now, because you don't ever listen to coaches.
Well, I'm basically, he's my keep your eye on the prize guy. So what's funny is like he totally called me out. I'll shout out Dan Repa. He listens to the podcast, but on our basically call, on our sales call or whatever, he's like, yeah, man, like you keep trying 75 hard, you keep failing. I noticed that like you mentioned wanting to get on like steroids, you've contemplated it. So this is almost like your last chance to do this the right way and like not fail at something. Right. I'm like, you motherfucker, that doesn't feel good on the other side of this.
Right.
But yeah, so it's good. But really, he's like, all right, for breakfast. And I said, because again, on sales calls, my whole thing is I'm not going to count calories and macros. I don't expect anyone to count calories and macros. I fucking hate it.
Right.
So I'd be the world's biggest hypocrite if I was doing it. Especially taking the calls every day. I'd be like, yeah, counting calories and macros is stupid. And then if I'm plugging shit in my fitness pal, I'd feel like a fraud.
Right.
And I just fucking can't stand it anyway. So he's like, yeah, man, just do 2 ounces of beef for breakfast, 6 ounces of egg whites, 2 whole eggs, a banana, 1 cup and a quarter oats. I was like, no, motherfucker, dude, I'm just going to eat big and lift heavy. And you're just here to keep me on track till I hit 220. That's all I need from you. But it's funny because like you said, he's like, let's schedule our weekly call. We can dive in. I'm like, no, man, I'm just going to keep eating big. And
so are you, I mean, you're doing the 12 eggs a day. Are you doing like the pound of hamburger a day?
Yeah. So my constant every single day, and then I'll eat whatever the family's eating for dinner is and for all my fasting clients, they're like, what the fuck is this? It's hard to gain. The goal I told you is 220 by 1220. So that gives me about another 3 weeks to gain another 11 pounds. Good luck doing that with 1 meal a day. Like, fuck off. That ain't gonna happen. So even though I like that feeling way better, you can't hit that goal of doing it. So my constant every day is 12 eggs in the morning, 7 rice cakes before I go to the gym, also in the morning. Mm-hmm. And then I have a pound of hamburger, 85-15. So that's in 2 different meals, a cup and a half of rice with both of those, some vegetables with both of those, and then whatever we're having for dinner.
How do your lifts feel? Like, is it different?
They feel good. I'm pushing it in the gym though, for sure. So I'm sore. Yeah,
that's good.
I'm feeling stronger. Pumps are real. Feeling good.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
That's how you need to be. No more pull-up challenges for back day?
No, I haven't been. I did pull day yesterday. I wanted to actually go for 200 pull-ups, but I opted for, I think I might do that my next pull day here this week.
See, I'd rather I like to do heavy-ass weight.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather throw fucking 4 or 5 plates on each side of the bar and do rack pulls.
Right now I'm doing push pull leg, so everything twice a week. I'm doing one higher rep, more volume day, and one, like you said, just fucking heavy ass day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm liking it though.
So are you doing? So you made the 30 days no drinking.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go into December no drinking, which I'm actually about ready to get back on 75 hard. So I'll be back on phase 2, 75 hard, and it kind of sucks because if I do that, then I'm gonna be on it during Christmas. But I'm also like, fuck it, it's just one day.
That's
Big
how
deal.
it was for Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything.
Well, you still ate what you wanted for Thanksgiving, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the drinking, though, because I was with my brother-in-law. He's a whiskey guy.
See, the drinking doesn't bother me.
That's
the eating.
the point I'm at now, too, because I just that's what I was getting at. We were watching a show last night, and she's the lady on the show, Queen's Gambit or whatever on Netflix. Kind of popular right now. And she's drinking like a vodka martini, and normally that shit, I love them shits. They fucking knock you on your ass. I was looking, I was like, man, it doesn't even look good. It's crazy. Because normally I'd be all about that life, but it doesn't even.
So I think I'm just going to get on it. Unless I go to Mexico soon. I'm thinking about maybe going to Mexico soon. Then I'm going to have to wait to get on my 75 hard because I'm not doing 75 hard in Mexico.
Yeah, fuck that
I'm getting
shit.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
You catch the Tyson fight Saturday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How come nobody's worried about me? It's been 15 years since I've been in a fight.
That's a good impression.
That shit was funny. He's like, are you all right? You know, you look like you took some big blows. Tyson grabs the mic. He's like, how come nobody's worried about my ass? It's been 15 years since I've been in a fight. Shit's funny as hell.
No one's worried about you, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
You're Mike Tyson.
They were good fights. No, that's the thing. Yeah. Mike Tyson is fucking still hard as fuck. Still Mike Tyson. I don't know. I was hoping for a knockout, though.
Who was the dude that fought Jack the Ripper? It was like a real life fucking Rocky Balboa fight where he just got his ass kicked for 8 rounds.
Jack the Ripper.
Badu Jack or whatever it was.
Yeah.
The white military guy.
I don't know. He was pretty fucking ripped, though. He was big.
Yeah.
He had a huge, what is it, a hematoma? Whatever the fuck they call it. He had a huge deal on the side of his head.
He got his ass whooped for 8 rounds. And the whole time they're like, well, he's about to get, but just like Balboa style, he just ate him.
Yeah, he was
that
tough.
was nice. That whole night, it was a good fight night.
Yeah. Jake Paul is not a boxer for sure. I mean, did you see that fight?
I saw a meme on the way here.
He knocked him out. But Jesus, I mean, I've never seen somebody duck like that in my entire life. It's like, it reminds me when we were in high school, man, Tyler Robar, and Chris Mertz, we used to get into fights with kids in high school, and they pull their hoodies over their heads, and then just put their head down, start going to town. Windmill, motherfucker, windmill! That's what Jake Paul reminded me of. Every single time he would get hit, he'd just throw his head down like duck, and then just start swinging.
Yeah,
it's like that is not a boxer at all.
He got
at least he knocked him out.
Yeah,
I mean, he knocked him out.
Seemed like a couple times. I thought he killed him for a second.
Afterwards, he was like, challenged Conor McGregor. I'm like, you fucking. I mean, I get why he did it though.
Yeah,
because that's all publicity. So why not? You know, if you just won, why not challenge Conor McGregor? But Conor McGregor would fuck him up.
I was really hoping to
Big
see Jake get his fucking ass whooped.
That's what everybody was saying. I knew he wasn't going to get his ass whooped. He's a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
So
good fight night though.
Yeah, it was a good fight night. So, all right. What I want to talk about on this topic or on this podcast is sickness. And there's multiple different facets that we're probably going to go down with this topic. But I see so many people sick right now. Nowadays, sickness is rampant, whether it's cold, flu, a lot of cold, a lot of flu.
Herpes.
Yeah, herpes, AIDS. There are people that obviously we have COVID going around too, so that's another thing. And it just seems like not everybody, but a lot of people around me get sick, and I see a lot of people get sick, and I never get sick, ever. You don't ever get sick.
I don't feel like I get sick very often. And if I do, it's like not something that I worry too much about. Like, I know people will be like, hey, if you have corona, be safe. And if I had corona, yeah, I'll distance myself in quarantine.
Yep.
But if I just feel like I have a headache or like I'm a little stuffed up, I'm not going to say, okay, well, I'm going to cancel all my calls today. I'm going to not exercise. I'm just going to lay here. It's like, no, I still do my shit. I think that's the difference.
Corona's like the only one, and it's just because that's like what the thing is. Like I wouldn't worry about getting Corona myself. I personally think I've already had it. I'm not sure of that, but I think I have. But I would still quarantine just because that's a thing to do, and you don't want to get anybody else sick.
You don't want to go visit your grandma.
Exactly. I mean, it could kill elderly or underlying people with the underlying issues, but so could the flu. Same fucking thing, you know? But I just don't ever get sick. And that's, you know, what I was thinking about when I wanted to talk about this topic is like, why is that? Why is it that we don't ever get sick, or certain types of people don't ever get sick? And then there's certain other types of people that are constantly always sick, catching every fucking bug, you know, missing work left and right. I haven't missed a day of work in years. Like, unless I want to miss a day of work, like I went on vacation or did something. Like I legit, honestly, have not missed a day of work in years. Like an actual planned day of work where I had shit to do. And so part of this goes down to, this is what you said last night. We were talking about this topic, but part of this goes down to, I think today, you can go ahead and get into it.
Oh, so I was just saying being sick for pussies. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
So we're rolling with that one, huh? I like it. All right.
So this is like the beginning of what I want to talk about. And it's not, all right, so Joel says being sick is for pussies. What I say is that if I get, so like a definition of sickness to me is different than the definition of sickness to people that are sick all the fucking time. And so I might get a little sore throat, or I might get, a headache, or I might feel fatigued that day, but I still fucking push through it and still get my work done. You know, I don't take the day off because I'm not feeling 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like I have certain things that I have to do and I get them done regardless. And so that's what I think you're talking about with the sicknesses for pussies is seems like a lot of people nowadays use it as an excuse to just get out of work or get out of their responsibilities or get out of the things that they want to do. And that's not the way that we are. And that's not the way that winners are going to be, which is what it comes down to. So if you're like, the only way that I will miss a fucking day of work right now is one, if I have the coronavirus. And even if I get the coronavirus, I'm not going to miss a day of work. I'm just not going to be around people. So that's not even true. I would still work in my fucking office, talk to my guys, run my company, do whatever I needed to do. Really, the only way right now that I would probably miss a full day of work would be if I was like, I'd be more worried about getting the flu. If I had the flu and was hit hard with the flu, which I haven't had in years, and was sitting there like shitting my brains out, puking my brains out, sleeping on the bathroom floor next to the toilet, which hasn't happened in years. But that would be probably the only way that I'd miss work.
Yeah,
or miss my responsibilities.
It should be obvious that we're talking about adults here, but of course, the same trolls you were talking about at the beginning of the comment. It's like, okay, so if your kid's sick, well, you just like tell them to go. Obviously, not. You want them to feel better, but as a grown fucking adult, if you have like a little headache, it's not a reason to just like all your responsibilities go to the wayside.
Here's the other thing too, though. My son is never sick, ever. I mean, ever. He hasn't missed a day of school for being sick in years. Like, I can't even remember the last time he missed a day of school for being sick. He is never sick, ever. And when he does get sick, it's usually like, I mean, he'll legit, I mean, it's probably been years for this too, but he'll get like, he might puke once and have like an upset stomach for like a couple hours and then he's fine. Honestly.
I think we're going to get into the mental aspect, which is huge. I think a lot of that too, though, for like you and I, besides the mental, and even Braden, who goes to football practice all the time. He rides his bike with you. He does stuff. The people in my circle who are always sick, like there's a couple that are borderline hypochondriacs. Like there's always something going on.
Yep.
None of them fucking exercise ever.
Here's the deal too. Like, so my son might get like, again, our definition of sickness is different than most people's definition of sickness. He might have a day where he's not feeling 100%, but he doesn't say he's sick. He still goes through and takes care of his shit, goes to school, get his stuff done. And how I did that is, so a long time ago, you know, he would say he's sick, or like kids will fake sickness and try to get out of school. Right. And I would say, okay, that's fine. If you're sick, you don't feel good, you can stay home, but you're not doing anything all day. No TV, no phone, no Xbox, no outside playing. You're going to sit in your room, in your bed, and you can sleep. If you're really that sick, you can sleep, you can rest, That's it. You're not doing anything else. I think he did that like once, and then he was like, all right, fuck this. I'd rather fucking,
Fuck this isolation.
Yeah, I'd rather go to school and like, work through it and come home and play and ride my bike or play my Xbox or watch TV or whatever, and then just fucking sit here in my room by myself with nothing to do all day long.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. Like, if you truly are that sick that you need to stay home from school or not take care of your responsibilities is how it would go to as an adult, then you shouldn't be able to do anything. You're like, if you're really that sick, you should be laying in bed. Like, that's how I feel about sickness. If I'm really that sick, put me in fucking bed rest because I need to rest so that I don't die. Like, that's about the only fucking time that I'm going to miss work. I mean, I remember years ago where it was in the middle of a snowstorm and I was up for like 3 or 4 days pushing snow, and I was sick. I didn't feel good, but I was still up because I had to run my company and do my shit. And towards the end of the night, this was after being up like 3 or 4 days, we were salting, finishing everything up, had a few hours left of salting. And I had the heat in my truck all the way up, windows up, heat in my truck all the way up. And I couldn't stop shaking, just shivering. Had fucking Carhartts on, coats on, hat on, gloves on in my truck with the heat all the way up. And I remember that my main guy at the time, Robbie Welcher, came over and he was like, dude, we got this. We only got like 2 hours left. Go home. And I did go home early, like 2 hours early after being up 3 or 4 days. And then I went to the doctor the next day and ended up having like bronchitis or some shit. And I think I had pneumonia too on top of it. So but that's the type of sick I need to be to not fucking get my shit done and take care of my responsibilities. And I kind of feel the same way that my son does about it, sitting at home doing nothing. Like, I don't want to sit at home doing nothing. It feels good to me to get things done. It feels good to me to be productive. It feels good to me to win. You know what I mean? Like, I built this momentum that's just what I do. And so I would rather choose that. Now, if, like I said, if I'm deathly ill or caught COVID or something like that, I'm not going to go around like an asshole and spread it. But your common cold, your sore throat, your body aches, your whatever, I push through that shit. I get my stuff done. And honestly, if you can get through like that morning, just waking up when you feel like crap, usually what happens is people wake up, they don't feel 100%. It's just, they just won't get out of bed. Then it turns into like, oh, I'm going to call in, to sleep a couple extra hours. Then they get up and they might feel all right. If you can actually get your ass out of bed, this is what I've found, and work through it, within an hour or two, I feel fine. Like, once I get moving, get shit going, I always feel fine.
Yeah, I think I've been hungover like too many times to because you wake up, you have to go to work. So I was in the Navy. So think especially when I just turned 21, we had fake IDs at like 19, 20, but we'd go out to the clubs because we could finally get in. We were finally away from parents. It's kind of like college, but you're with a bunch of bros in the military. You go party all night, and then come fucking 5 or 6 o'clock, you have to be up, out on the field doing PT. So you can only do that for so many years. You can't just say, oh, I'm not feeling that good, I got to sleep in. You just kind of get used to oh, got my morning headache, time to go fucking run some laps.
And that's a good point too. Like, in the military, for people that are in the military, you don't get a fucking call in sick all the time.
Ever. No.
Yeah, ever. So that's kind of the same thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just funny. It's funny how it works out. And those. All right. So another facet of this, and actually I think the biggest thing too. So all right. So I asked myself, how am I never sick? One, my sickness is different than the majority of people's sickness. I just push through shit and then I end up feeling better anyways. Two, so this is seriously, I asked myself, how am I never sick? How are you never sick? How's my son never sick? The things that I do in my life are I take vitamins. I
just started taking vitamins.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago.
It was probably the whiskey before the vitamins, but now that you're not drinking whiskey, you got to drink vitamins. Mm-hmm. But those sunglasses are fucking throwing me off, man. I'm going to start calling you Snoop Dogg. Every time I look at you, I see myself in your shades.
Let's not even address why I'm wearing them, so just leave people in awe.
He got a black eye. He got his ass beat by a chick.
Amy whooped my ass.
Yeah, he's got a black eye right now. That's really what happened. But I take vitamins. So I take multivitamins, but more so than anything, I take vitamin C, and I take a fuckload of vitamin C. I take like 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. you cannot overdose on vitamin C. Like vitamin C will not hurt you. You'll just piss out what you don't use. People think, oh God, I'm going to get hurt by taking too much vitamin C. There's vitamin C fucking IVs that some people do like on cancer. And, you know, it's been known to cure a lot of illnesses where people are taking like 20 to 30,000 milligrams of vitamin C in an IV in a single time. Like you cannot die from overdose of vitamin C. I guess I say cannot, but it would be very, very fucking difficult to die from an overdose of vitamin C. You're definitely not going to die from 4,000 milligrams a day. So I take 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C every morning, 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C every night. And in retrospect, this is what's funny. Like people think they take a lot of vitamin C or vitamins in general. One of those emergency packets, you know, like the emergency when people get sick, they'll pour that emergency powder in their water and drink it. Those are like 500 milligrams of vitamin C and that's it. So people are always like, you know, oh, I'm starting to feel, I always laugh at this. They're like, I'm starting to feel a cold coming on. I'm going to take one of those vitamin, you know, emergency packets. It's like, dude, that's like half a fucking pill.
Like 8 of them.
Of vitamin C. Yeah. You better throw 8 packets into your water. Like I take 4,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. I take my multivitamins. I'm not a big vegetable eater, but I do eat a clean diet. So I do superfoods in my protein powder. So I do dry superfoods in my protein powder, and I'll do 3 whole scoops of superfoods a day, which is actually over, you know, what your daily intake is supposed to be of vegetables and fruits. And I eat fruit too. I eat a couple apples a day too, and then keep my diet clean. So I think that has a big aspect of it is just kind of what you put in your body, how you eat. If you're living a healthy lifestyle, eating clean, taking multivitamins. I honestly think vitamin C is a huge one for immune system. If you're not taking vitamin C and you get sick all the fucking time and you're not just being a pussy, you really are getting sick, I would say try taking some vitamin C. But along with that, I feel like it's like this whole healthy lifestyle, right? So what else do? We work out every fucking day. And we're outside every fucking day. I'm outside every fucking day. I go to the gym every fucking day.
We try to go on at least a walk every day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm outside every day. I get sunlight every day. I get fresh air every day. I try to go, I like to try it in the wintertime. It's hard when it's snowing like a motherfucker, but I've talked about it before. I love riding my bike through the wilderness, like through trails that are through trees or next to lakes or whatever. I feel like, you know, trees and forest. I don't know how to what the word I'm looking for here, but nature gives out positive vibes, man. I can feel it. And so there's physical attributes to that too. Like, are you moving your body? Are you burning energy? Are you having your body work efficiently by keeping clean things inside of it?
Keeping your house clean. That's a big one.
Yeah.
There's someone I know that they're always sick. Their fucking house is disgusting. So yeah, if you're
really
living in a bunch of shit, your house is spotless.
Yeah.
So like if you have dust all over everything and you don't clean up your shit and if you're living in just filth, then you're probably going to get sick more.
So, but I think for me, the biggest one, honestly, is positivity. And I sent you some studies. You probably didn't read them.
I didn't read them. I got the gist of it.
I knew he wouldn't. I read them and I did a lot of research on this. And so this is just something that I believe in true to me, but I wanted to see if there was actual factual basis or studies behind it. And there are. You can look it up yourself. But there's multiple studies where positivity leads to lower sickness. And just positive thoughts of being a positive person in general. And if you think about it, negativity is stress. Like negative thoughts is stress. If you are living in negativity and you're living in negative thoughts, you're going to be, your mind and your body is going to be under stress. When your body's under stress, so negative thoughts is a mental thing. Those are thoughts, obviously. It manifests physically as stress. That's what we call it in the body. So stress is physical in the body. And when your body is under stress, your blood pressure shoots up. You're in hypertension. I think this stress is the biggest fucking killer for anything. I mean, anybody that is living a stressful life or stressed out all the time, immune system's going to be down. They're going to be more susceptible to catching colds, flus, even a lot of these studies, like I said, you can look them up, even showed that people with that live stressful lives and live in stress and live in negativity and depression and negative thoughts actually have a harder time combating disease as well. Like, it's not just fighting the common cold or fighting the flu. They actually have a harder time with their body fighting disease. And so when you're living in positivity, you're living in prosperity. There's a lot of different things that come through positivity, but instead of being stressed out, negative, and depressed, when you're a positive thinker, you're obviously not depressed. Your body's going to be relaxed. You're going to have a way stronger nervous system. Your blood pressure is going to be lower. There's going to be a lot of things that are easier on your body, and your body is able to function better, and your immune system is able to function better, and you're able to fight off more colds and diseases. So there was an actual study I was reading, and again, you can look this shit up, but there was an actual study I was reading where they took multiple people, and half of them were like very positive and upbeat, and the other half were very like negative Debbie Downers. And they actually took them into a lab and put the rhinovirus, the common cold, through droplets into their nose. And then they quarantined them in this, area and basically let them catch the cold, like watch them while they caught the cold. And the people that were the positive thinkers, that were like the upbeat, positive people, caught way less of the cold than the negative thinkers did. So like pretty much all of the negative thinkers caught the common cold and have symptoms of the common cold. And only like half of the positive thinkers had symptoms of the common cold.
Damn.
So like, it's real shit, man. And it's, when you think of, this goes a little bit deeper, and I don't know that there's really any scientific study for this, but I've said it multiple times. I truly believe that what you think is what comes out of life. So if I think inside, and I truly believe that I don't get sick, I can't get sick, I never get sick, I'm not going to get sick. Like, that's not to say that I'm never going to get sick and I can't catch the coronavirus, or there's like a fine line. I'm not saying that I could never get sick, or I can't ever. If you were to drop influenza, on a droplet in my nose right now, would I catch it? I don't know. Maybe
you'd cure it.
Yeah, I don't know. If you were to drop coronavirus in a droplet in my nose right now, would I catch it? Probably. You know what I mean? Would I have symptoms? Probably not. Who knows? I think I already had it and didn't really have symptoms. But the point is that if I don't know. I just feel like if I think that I'm never sick, I have a higher chance of staying not sick, or a less chance of getting sick, than if I were to sit there and think like, kind of like the hypochondriac, like, oh man, I'm always sick. I'm always catching something. I always get the cold every year in December.
Dude, check this out. This is a good tie-in right here. So as I was pulling into the studio this morning, I get out of my truck and someone's in their car right next to me. It's a lady. She's all by herself. She's wearing her mask, again, in her car by herself. She's taking her antibacterial shit out of her purse and like wiping all over her hands. And I'm just like, okay, it's just what you're saying. If you live in fucking fear for anything, getting sick, getting fired from your job, losing something you love, like whatever it is, if you live in fear, you are going to draw that into your life, as opposed to you just focusing on the positive in your life. So it's like my neighbor that just moved in a few months ago. He drives this bright green Jeep Wrangler. And I was like, man, I've never seen one like that. And now I'm driving around town and I think I see him everywhere, but it's always different bright green Jeep Wranglers. Because I'm kind of like, my subconscious is kind of looking for it. Like, oh, is that Andre? Is that him? It never is. But if you're constantly worried about getting sick or something wrong is going to happen, it's only a matter of time before it presents itself in your life. It's happened so many times to everyone I know, myself included. That's why we're always honing on focus on positive shit.
That's what I'm saying, man. What you look for is what you're going to find. And if you're looking for negative shit, you're always going to find negative shit. If you're looking for positive shit, you're always going to find positive shit.
And it wasn't this lady's fault. I mean, all she's doing is paying attention to the media and shit on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. And she's probably scared to death. So I don't blame her. But I mean, at what point?
I mean, that's where it comes down to being a fucking free thinker and not a sheep, though.
Yeah. At what point do you say, okay, well, what kind of life is this? I have to breathe in my own fucking bacteria. I'm you really only have 2 holes to get rid of all the toxins in your body. You shit them out and you breathe them out with carbon dioxide and all the shit. Now you're keeping this right fucking here, nice and moist,
really
which is gonna.
Holes, you got 2 holes.
I got 2. Do you? I mean, does the giant expel?
No, I'm just fucking
I don't know. No. I guess you could get into nose and shit too, but again, like you're covering it up, so you're just breathing that shit in, making your mask all moist, which bacteria loves to. You really think that's better for you? You're gonna get sick doing that. Or if you're constantly getting every single germ off your hands because you're putting that shit on 8 times a day, well, then what happens when you accidentally grab a door handle that someone wiped their ass and didn't wash their hands on? Now all of a sudden your immune system's like, oh shit, no.
So like, some characteristics of positivity, right? Positive emotions, life satisfaction, optimism, forgiveness, self-regulation, vitality, life meaning and purpose. That's a big one. Helping others and volunteering, social relationships, spirituality, and religious. So those are all characteristics of positivity, like living a positive life, a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? And so it's like,
I don't do a lot of those things.
I do like all of them, but there's certain things that people need to stay healthy, I believe, mentally and physically. And I think there definitely is power in positive thought as far as like just reducing stress, being a positive person, staying in positive thoughts, being an optimistic, seeing the bright side of everything. You know, you could get breast cancer, you know, say you're a female and you got breast cancer and you had to have one of your boobs, you know, removed. Right. You could look at that situation and be completely depressed about it and, you know, all down and, you know, life sucks and this fucking blows. Why'd this have to happen to me? You know, this is bullshit.
Bra half empty attitude right there.
Exactly. Or you could look at it and you could say, you could look at it. You're retarded, but you could look at it and you could say, all right, I've got a new perspective on life. I now value my life. Before I was running through life, you know, just going through the motions, not every day really meant anything to me. Now I know what life means to me. I almost died. I lost something. Now I'm going to live every fucking day like it's meaningful, like it's got purpose. You know what I mean? Like live every day like your last. Like it changed my whole lifestyle, it changed my perspective. So this cancer that I hadn't beat and lived through is actually a good thing, you know, because bra half full, because now my life is better moving forward, you know? And so that's the power of positivity. And so the thought, like I said, is a big thing to me to relieve stress. And I think that manifests physically, but also in general, who's going to live a healthier lifestyle? Like as far as eating clean, going to the gym, taking vitamins, reading books, having a healthy social lifestyle as well, because people need energy to be healthy also. Like if you just sit there and fucking isolate yourself in a padded room, you're not going to be very fucking mentally healthy or physically healthy, guaranteed. Like you need people around too. You need interaction, you need love, you need support, you need energy. And so who's going to live a healthier lifestyle? The guy that's living, that has a positive mindset, or the guy that has a negative mindset? Right? The guy that has the positive mindset is going to live the healthier lifestyle. He's going to be more prone to go to the fucking gym. Be more prone to go for a run in the woods or through the trees or next to the lake. He's going to be more prone to go outside. He's going to be more prone to take his vitamins. He's going to be more prone to eat healthy. So I feel like it goes hand in hand. It works all the way through.
The problem with just saying, all right, be an optimist is that it's not that easy, and really what you have to do, because changing your mindset sounds nice, but it's hard to do, especially if you don't know how to do it. So I think we've talked about this before. The big things are evaluate your circle. See, okay, are all my friends constantly complaining and blaming people and fucking downers themselves? Or am I hanging out with free thinking, growth minded, determined, glass half full people? Big one.
You should have people around you that have things that you don't have that you want.
Yeah. Especially including the mindset, if that's what you're working on.
Yeah.
And the other thing we've talked about on a previous podcast is, what are you consuming as far as not just food like you were talking about, but also books, articles, YouTube videos,
Media,
podcasts, yeah, all that stuff? Is it stuff that makes you fearful and worried about like waking up tomorrow and going outside and breathing the fresh air? Or is it stuff that like makes you think, stuff that helps you grow as a person, stuff that makes you laugh, excites you, stuff that's actually building onto you as opposed to chipping away? I think those are the two biggest things you can do.
I agree, man. So I think we really hit most of it. Really, I just see people bitching and moaning. I see people complaining around me. I see people sick all the fucking time around me. I see people missing work all the fucking time around me, whether they're sick or not, because I own multiple companies. And it's just like how really just came down to how am I never sick, but everybody else seems to be. And these are the things that I could come up with. So I think if you want to live a healthy, prosperous lifestyle, if you take some of these tips that we talked about today, that can help you turn, your negativity into positivity, turn your sickness into health.
Last thing I want to say is something I don't remember where I heard it, but it was a few years ago now. And I just it became my biggest pet peeve, and it became something that I try to hold myself dearly to if you don't have the right to complain about shit if you're not actively doing something to fix the problem.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you are constantly sick and your house isn't clean, or you're not exercising, or you're not taking vitamins, or you're not doing any of the stuff we just talked about, figure it out. And it's just I hate when, I hate my job. Okay, well, are you looking for new jobs? No, this one's okay. It's as good as I can do. It's okay, well, then shut the fuck up about your job. I don't want to hear it. You can bitch about your job, but then tell me okay, well, what's the plan then? Because I don't want to hear you bitching about this 6 months from now when you haven't done a goddamn thing. So that's just a little mental check I do with myself, is if I'm complaining about something, I go, okay, well, what am I going to do to fix it? Because I'm not going to keep complaining about the same shit.
Love it, bro. Life is what you make it. That's what I always say. Life is what you fucking make it. This is the same fucking thing.
Amen.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning into the Dads Who Lift podcast. This has been a good show. A lot of valuable info. If you got anything from this, laugh. You liked it. You laughed. You got a new perspective. Open your eyes. Saw something in a different light. Please give us a like, share, 5-star review. We do this stuff for free. It actually costs us money. We're not doing ads. We're not going to do ads. We've been approached by people wanting us to advertise, and we're not going to do it because we want to have free flow of what we want to put out. We want to put out whatever the fuck we want to put out. So we want to grow organically. So how that works is you tell one friend. That's all it takes. That'll turn our 600 subscribers into 1,200 into 2,400. This stuff grows like that. So please tell one friend, give us a like, share, 5-star review. We really appreciate it. The podcast is on all the podcast formats: SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, what else? YouTube.
All of them.
Yeah, all of them. And they're all on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. We also have apparel, some pretty dope hats, hoodies, tanks, some sweet shit on www.dadswholiftofficial.com. We are on IG. Handle is Dads Who Lift Official. We are on Facebook as Dads Who Lift Podcast. And then we also have a Facebook group of 36,000 like-minded dads that are just trying to be their best fathers and best selves and stay fit at the same time. So if that's something that interests you, check that group out, Dads Who Lift Official on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day.
It's forever, this life forever, no surrender. It's forever, this life forever. I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive. I'm bigger dead than alive, dead than alive. Yeah, I'm bigger dead than alive, bigger dead than alive.